All right, Rochelle, we're all set on this end if you're ready to go. Rochelle, we have a new guest with us tonight, Caroline. She just texted in. And Caroline, if you have any questions after class, please hang out. Happy to answer those for you. But that's it. Have a great class, everyone.
Hi, Carolyn. My name is Rochelle. Thanks for joining us. So we are going to do more of a 1.5 class today. So this class is designed to kind of build a progression and to be moving a little bit more towards some intermediate work. So we're going to do some more reps. We're probably going to do some faster transitions. So tonight you're going to need a mat, possibly a small towel or a blanket that you could roll up for back support. And then if you want to use weights, go ahead and grab something that will give you some resistance. It could be anything in your house. I'm a big fan of using cans of black beans because I seem to have a lot of them in my house. Just something that's going to be equal weight so that if you're using them, you're not, you don't have more weight in one arm than the other. So let's go ahead and get started, you guys. We're going to get started on our feet. So find a spot on your mat with your feet hip distance apart. All right, so go ahead and spread your toes and think of standing evenly through your feet. Reach those arms up overhead. Inhale and exhale. Let those arms come down. Let's just do that once more before we do that roll down. Inhale, reach those arms up, lift that chest. And exhale, let those arms come down. And now let's build that into a roll down. Inhale, reaching those arms up. Nod the chin and fold that forward like you're peeling your spine off of a wall. Soften your knees, shake your head. Let that tension in your neck loosen up. Take another deep breath, press down through your feet, and stack through your spine like you're stacking that spine back against that wall. And here we go again. Inhale, reach those arms up overhead. And nod the chin. Pull that forward, softening those knees. Shake your head. Nod your head. Draw your low belly up toward your spine. And go ahead and stack one vertebra at a time. Shoulders roll back. And we're going to go into just a couple squats here just to wake up our glutes and get our legs moving. I've been sitting all day. I don't know about you guys, but standing feels kind of good right now. Draw those abs in. Reach back through that tailbone. Squeeze your glutes. Press down through your feet as you come back up. So remember that side view. We're not just bending at the waistline. Our knees are bending because we are reaching that tailbone back behind us. Like we're trying to take a seat and we're trying to find that chair behind us. Squeezing those glutes, zipping up those muscles from behind the knees all the way up to the glutes. As those legs extend, 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, so I want to get a little spinal rotation going, and we're going to do a little lunge forward with this. If the lunge doesn't work for your knees, then just keep your legs straight. But I'm going to take my right leg, I'm going to step that forward, I'm going to drop down into a lunge, and I'm going to open out to the side. So getting a little rotation from my waistline, and then keeping my eyes on my hand. And then I'm going to step that back, and I'm going to switch sides. Just starting to get that heart rate up a little bit. Draw those abs in. Side view. So you can see how that line is moving here. Twice more. 2, 2, One. One. Good. And let's get those inner thighs a little bit here. So take your feet nice and wide. I'm going to reach my arms forward and I'm interlacing my fingers. You don't have to do that, but I find that helps to stretch through my arms, especially on a day like today where I've been typing a lot. So I'm just going to kind of switch side to side here. So as I bend this knee, I'm getting this nice stretch through the inner thigh. Can anybody else feel that? Nice little dynamic warm up tonight. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause in through the center. Roll that forward. Go ahead and let your shoulders shake out. And then go ahead and stack through that spine. All right, you guys, let's take it down onto our mat. So I'm coming into my 4-point kneeling position. Fingertips are spread. Hands are underneath that shoulder. So we want to move that spine in all directions, right? So we're going to exhale, round, and kind of get this arching shape here. So this is our cat stretch. And then we're going to lengthen that back out and come back to that shape that we started with. And exhale. Push out of the shoulders, around that spine. Let your shins press into the mat so you can open up through that sacrum. And lengthen that back out, crown to tail. And let's do that twice more. Exhale. Rounding. And lengthen that back out. Last time, exhale. Rounding. And then lengthen that back out here. So let's stay on hands and knees. Remember, options to help your wrists in this position. You can roll up your mat so that you have a little extra cushion. You could come up onto your fists as well. Or if you have a chair or an ottoman nearby that's nice and sturdy, you could put your forearms down onto that. So I'm actually going to face this way today. So we're going to take a deep breath. And on this exhale, I'm going to take this left leg. And I'm just going to reach that leg along. Squeeze my glute and lift that leg up just to about the level of my hip. So I'm not coming up to here. Let those toes come down. Pull that knee back in. And try not to lean over to the side. So we want to try to keep your weight balanced between your hands on the mat and the knee that is staying stationary. So let's switch sides. Inhale, reach that right leg long. Exhale, lift. Set those toes down. Engage those abdominals as you pull that knee back in. And try to imagine you're balancing a cup of tea on your low back. Left leg reaches again. Inhale, reach that long. Exhale, lift. Toes tap down. Pull that back in. Try to keep a long line through the back of your neck as well. Right leg reaches long. Exhale, lift. Toes tap down. Pull that back in. So now keep your knees stationary. We're going to move our arms. So left arm. Inhale, reach that forward and up just to about the level of your shoulders. Exhale to pull that back in. Inhale, reach that right arm forward and up, and exhale to bring that back in. Left arm again. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, down and in. Inhale, right arm reaches forward and up. Exhale, down and in. You guys ready to marry those two movements? If you're not ready for that, then come back to just the arms and then just the legs. So I'm going to start with my left leg reaching behind me as my right arm reaches forward. Exhale, they're going to lift together. Tap your toes and fingers down. Pull that back in. Let's switch sides. Inhale, left arm reaches forward, right leg reaches behind. Lift. Toes and fingers come down. Pull that back in. And let's keep switching. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lift. Lower down, pull that back in. Don't get too caught up in the breathing here. I just want you to connect your breath to your movement. So if you're exhaling and I say inhale, just go with it. Two more sets. Reach, lift, down, and in. Reach, lift, down, and in. Here's where we hold. Reach, lift. Take that thumb up toward the ceiling. Flex that foot on that lifted leg, and here we go. Pulse up an inch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set that down. Pull that in. Once more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lift. Flex the foot. Here we go. Pulse up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down and in. Let's sit back onto your heels. Walk your fingertips forward. So go ahead and take a couple extra deep breaths here. And then I want you to roll through your spine, come all the way back up. And if you're opting to use something for weights, go ahead and grab those for me. And we're gonna have a seat on our mat with our legs crossed. So a couple of options for this. This is where you could take your blanket or your towel and you could put that underneath your hips if your hips are feeling really tight tonight. That's just that extra lift will take a little of that pressure out of your hips, and it might also help to ease your low back. Alternatively, if crossing your legs is hard for your knees and that lift doesn't take that strain out of those knees, then go ahead and extend your legs, or you could keep a soft bend in them. So either way, lots of options for you to be able to find these movements tonight. So before we grab those weights, have them on either side, let's loosen up those shoulders by rolling those shoulders up and back. Hope everybody had a good Wednesday today. Gray and rainy, but I hope you found some sunshine. Now let's go ahead and roll those shoulders forward. Nice exaggerated movements here because I know we're all carrying a lot more tension in our shoulders these days. Twice more. Good. All right. So let's grab our weights. We're going to start with palms facing up, elbows are in by our side. And if you're not using weights tonight, that's totally fine. The weight of your arms is still going to give you a great workout here. So the most important thing is I want you to think of growing tall out of your sits bones. So this is an active position. Your abs are still engaged. So imagine that those corset muscles through here, those are kind of coming in to support this beautiful tall posture here. So take a deep breath through the nose. Exhale through the mouth and reach those arms forward. Don't let your hands come above your shoulders. And then inhale, pull those elbows back. And exhale, reach. Inhale, pull those elbows back. Exhale, reach. And inhale, pull those elbows back. And let's keep that going. So for those of you at home that actually do have hand weights, you know, work with a weight that's going to give you a good challenge, but I probably wouldn't go above 10 pounds with this because I want you to focus more on your form through your core and keeping your shoulders down. Twice more. Hold this next one, hold that out, isometric hold here. So I've reset my shoulders because I could feel them wanting to come up. Keep that collarbone wide, abs are engaged, and I can feel my back muscles start to fire, just holding this here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slide that open to a T. Reach those arms forward. And here's that movement that we started with. Elbows come back. Reach those arms forward. I'm exhaling as I open. Inhale as I reach forward. Exhale as I pull back. Remember, don't get too caught up on that. Just breathe. Connect a breath to your movement. Abs pull in. Try to keep your neck and your jawline soft. So if you catch yourself kind of clenching through your jaw and your teeth here, see if you can just let that go. This is your hour to just focus on moving your body. Trying to let go of some of that tension. Twice more. Last set here. Perfect, good. So let's take our arms out to the side and we have this soft bend into our elbows. And I want you to try to keep your hands about level with your chest. So don't let them come down here, but also don't let them live up here. That's a separate exercise. So if you're familiar with this on the reformer, this is our hug a tree. So again, keep that tall spine, abs are engaged. We're gonna inhale, open, exhale, close. And as those arms come in, think of closing those abdominals as well, right? So that corset around my waist, it gets pulled a little bit tighter. Try to keep your gaze forward and out. Try to avoid that temptation to want to look down. And I can start to feel this in through my biceps, into the top of my shoulders, a little bit into my lats. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. On this next one, stick with it, you guys. Soft bend in those elbows. And now let's go to this movement. Open out to the side, bring that back in. Keep those arms about level with your chest so we're not dropping down as we come in. Inhale, lift, open, close. Lift, open, close. How are we doing? Let's reverse that. So from here, let's open, reach up, together, down. Try to keep those shoulders down as much as you can. I can feel that my own body wants to fight to shrug those shoulders upward. Keep them down. 2 more. Last one. Good work, you guys. Let your arms come down. Let those shoulders roll out. Good work. Keep your, if you're using weights, keep them where you can grab them really quickly, but we're just gonna set them to the side. Let's go ahead and come down onto our mat. You're gonna have your feet flat on the mat, knees are bent. Go ahead and grab behind your thighs, and let's roll ourselves down so that we are laying on our backs on the mat here. So feet are about hip distance apart. Arms reach nice and long. Let's go into our bridge work here. So I always like to scoot my heels a little bit closer in toward my seat because that's more comfortable for my hamstrings. If my legs are out here, then I feel more of a pull onto those hamstrings. So pro tip for you, keep those heels in. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Think of tilting those hips towards your ribs and then peeling that spine up off of your mat. Squeeze those glutes, open through the front of the hips. Take a deep breath. And then exhale. Soften through that sternum and your breastplate as you come all the way back down. Tailbone drops heavy. And exhale. We're slightly tilting through those hips. Peeling the spine up off of the mat. Take a deep breath at the top. And exhale. Soften through that sternum. So we're really doing our spine a nice kind of service here with this movement. Although it's not everybody's favorite, it really does help us to unravel some of that locked tightness that happens throughout the day. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, tilting the hips toward the ribs, peeling the spine up off of the mat. Keep those ribs below your pubic bone. Engage those glutes. Soften through the sternum. Roll that all the way back down. Tailbone releases. We're going to stay lifted on this next one. Exhale. Peeling that spine up off of your mat. Pause here, squeeze your glutes. And let's do little pulses. Up an inch, up an inch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And go ahead and roll that all the way back down. Tailbone releases at the bottom. All right, let's get into those abdominals here. So let's just do a little refresher on neutral spine and imprinted spine. So my neutral spine, my tailbone is heavy, and I have this little space between my spine and the mat. So I'm not feeling any pressure here. This is just the way that my body is kind of relaxed and naturally falls onto the mat. Feet are hip distance apart, knees are bent. My imprint is where I'm taking that little space, that little curve that everybody has in through the spine, and I'm eliminating that. But I'm doing that by leading with my abdominals. So I'm pulling my ribs down toward my hips. My hips will tuck slightly, but that movement is being led by my abdominals. And that gives me this nice long line through the abs. Whereas if I just lead by jamming my mat or jamming my back into my mat and tucking my hips and my pelvis, then all of this kind of bunches up, which we don't want, right? So let's try that again. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Pull those ribs down toward the hips, creating that nice long line through those abdominals. Your abs are pressing your back into that mat. And then release. We're going to do that once more, but we're going to stay there. And exhale. Deep into that imprint. And your arms can help you here. Hands are by your side. Let's take that left leg to a tabletop. Exhale, take that right leg up to meet it. And now here's our toe taps. Exhale, left toes tap down. Inhale to float that back up. Right toes tap down. Inhale to float that back up. Try to maintain that imprint as you move here. For those of you that want a little additional challenge and your neck isn't bothering you, then you can do this in this position, forward flexed position. Four, 3, 2, 1. Keep those legs in tabletop. Take your hands behind your head. If your head isn't already up, roll your head, neck, and shoulders up. Exhale, let's go into our oblique twist. Twist across the body. Left leg is bent, right leg extends. Come back through center. Switch side. Elbows press back slightly as you twist. Four, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and hug your knees in. Rock that side to center or side to side. Go ahead, let your feet come down onto the mat. Reach your arms long. See if you can keep your hands hovering off of your mat. Nod your chin. Exhale, roll your head, neck, and shoulders up. Inhale to lower that back down. Nod the chin. Exhale to roll that up. Inhale to lower that back down. Nodding the chin. Exhale to roll that up. Inhale to lower that back down. 3 more. Let's hold this next one. Good. And here's our side bend. So my hips aren't moving, but my waistline is. So I'm crunching to the side to reach this left hand a little bit closer toward my left ankle. Coming back through center. Twist to the right, center, and just keep going side to side. So your upper half is moving independently of your lower half. 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. I'm going to go ahead and lay that all the way down. And let's go into a little spinal rotation here. So I'm going to lay over onto my side. I'm going to take my bottom arm underneath my head. Hips are stacked, knees are bent. And I'm taking that right arm, I'm sweeping that up toward the ceiling, dropping that shoulder down, keeping those abs engaged, hips stacked. Twist from that waistline to the opposite side of the room. Deep breath. Abs pull in as we reach up and over. And here we go again. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale. Twist. Reaching that up and over once more. And you have the option to add that leg extension on. Some of you that come to my class know that I love this particular variation. Reach that up and over. And let's go ahead and switch sides. Reaching that arm up, drop the shoulder down. Exhale, twist through that spine. Abs will lead that movement up and over. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist. Keep those hips stacked. Deep breath. Pull in, reaching up and over. And let's add that extension through that top leg if that feels good to you. Inhale, reach that up. I'm extending my top leg, twisting from that waistline. Couple deep breaths. And then reach that arm up and over. Good work, you guys. All right, I'm just gonna take a little sip of water. And I'm gonna ask you guys to flip over so that you're laying on your stomach on your mat. So we're gonna start with our arms in our goalpost position. We wanna work on strengthening our back. Keeping our back strong is so important for many things for our overall health, but particularly right now, we want to be really mindful about keeping that back strong and limber and mobile. So we want to have our forehead down onto the mat. My arms are into this goalpost position. My feet are slightly apart. Belly button pulls up and in. I'm going to inhale, lengthen through the back of my neck like I'm rolling a marble forward with the tip of my nose. And I'm going to exhale, pull my chest forward as I float up to extension. And I'm pressing down through my hands here. Remember, for this first one, we're keeping the bottom ribs down. And then let's take that all the way back down onto the mat. Inhale, lengthen through the back of the neck. Exhale, pulling that chest forward as we float up to extension. Be careful not to compress into that low back, keeping those glutes active, and then lower that back down. Twice more. Lengthen through the back of the neck and exhale. Pull that chest forward as we float up. And then come back down. Last time, lengthen through the back of the neck. Pull that chest forward as you float up. Take that all the way back down, and let's add a variation onto that. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Exhale. Hands come up as you lift. Inhale to lower that back down. And exhale. Lift, keeping the arms in that goalpost position, elbows wide. Inhale to lower that back down. Twice more. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Squeeze the glutes. Exhale, lift. Inhale to lower down. We're going to try to stay lifted on this next one. If holding this movement for this next exercise doesn't work for you, then I want you to come back to that lift and lower that we were just doing. Abs pull in, lengthen through the back of the neck. Exhale, lift. If you're ready to progress that, inhale, reach those arms forward. Exhale, pull them back. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. 3 more. Inhale, reach. Keep those glutes firing. Last one. Keep your arms long. Lower that down. So if you were doing that lower and lift, I'm going to ask you to move those arms to that lengthened position. Your hands are about shoulder width apart, maybe just a little bit wider. And we're going to add our legs onto this. So I'm going to keep my forehead kind of hovering off of my mat, keeping this long line through the back of the neck. I'm pulling those shoulders down. Draw those abs in. I'm going to exhale, hover my hands, hover my toes, and I'm lifting my legs with my glutes. Inhale to lower that down. Exhale, lift. Inhale to lower down. Exhale, lift. Inhale to lower down. Twice more. Exhale, lift. Inhale to lower down. Let's see if we can hold this next one. Exhale, lift, and then here's our swimming. Alternating leg and arm lifts. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep those knees long. 4, 3, 2, 1. Set that down, and let's come back into a shell stretch. Toes together, knees apart. Reach those arms forward. Good. Go ahead and take that all the way back up. All right, so let's go into a plank here. So a couple of options for planks. You could come down onto your forearms. Again, same option as when we started class or with the modification of rolling the mat up so you have more cushion underneath the palm of your hand. Find whatever is going to give you the strongest, best form for a plank today. So let's start with a traditional plank. Fingertips are spread. Take a deep breath. I'm going to extend my left leg, and then I'm going to extend my right leg. And I'm keeping my hips low, so we're not piking up, right? You're also not letting those hips drop because I feel that into my low back. We want to find that happy medium here where we're in a relatively relaxed position with this. Ribs pull together. Squeeze those glutes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let those knees come down. Sit back onto your heels. All right, so for this next plank, I'm going to come down onto my forearms. If you want to continue to have those arms extended, you're more than welcome to live there. So I'm going to come down to my forearms, shoulders roll back, and I'm going to extend one leg at a time. If you want to just hold this here, that's fine. If you want to progress that, then you're going to rock your weight forward and back. So it's like you're pointing your toes and flexing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, push out of those shoulders, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, come back into that shell stretch. Give yourself a little breather here. So we're kind of going around the world with our planks today, FYI. All right, so for this next one, we're gonna go into a side plank, but I'm gonna give you a modification. So watch me for just a second and then let's do this together. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come into that traditional plank position, and then I'm gonna take one hand into the center of my mat, and I'm gonna twist and rotate up, and then come back and switch sides. So we're gonna continue to do that. If that doesn't work for your wrists today, then here's a couple of options where you can still find that side plank. You could put your forearm down, keep this bottom knee bent, and exhale, little lifts in this position. You could also do that with your arm fully extended, or both legs extended. You find what works best for you. So I'll try to call out halfway through if you're choosing to do that side plank variation so you can switch sides. All right, fingertips are spread. If you're gonna follow along with me, shoulders roll back. Here we go. Extend those legs and rotate to that side plank and then switch. So we're just taking a moment to breathe, and then we're switching sides. Try to look up at your hand. If you're on your mat doing those side planks, now's your time to switch sides. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then go ahead and set that down. Good work, you guys. I can't see you, but I'm imagining it. Good work. All right, so let's go ahead and roll that up. And I know that you're really desperate to use those weights again. So let's use those weights again. So I'm gonna grab them, and I'm gonna sit with my feet flat, my knees bent, about hip distance apart, and I'm gonna have my weights where I can really easily grab them. Let's mobilize our spine and get our abs engaged. Side planks kind of took my breath away. Take a deep breath, grab behind your knees, exhale to roll back. So we're hollowing out our abdominals. It's like we're scooping out our belly. And then I'm gonna roll forward and up. Exhale, rolling back. Rounding forward and up. So if that's where you need to live, then that's where you're gonna live for right now. If you want to challenge that, grab your weights, reach your arms forward, keep your palms faced in toward each other, and here we go. Using those abdominals to roll yourself back away from your femurs, but also to drive that movement forward and up. You should not be coming down so far that your shoulders touch the mat. All right, we're gonna stay back there. If your hands are behind your knees, maybe see if you can play around with those arms releasing. For the rest of you, turn those palms up and exhale, bicep curl. And just hold this position here. hollowing out those abdominals. Feeling that tremor of truth as our abs shake. Maybe that's just me. 4 more. Keep your chin knotted. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, extend your legs and roll forward. Drop the weights for a second. Let that low back loosen up. And let's do one more variation on that. Knees are bent, feet are flat. I'm opting to use my weights again. You don't have to. Extend your arms. Exhale to roll back. So this is what we call our C curve in abdominal or in Pilates. From here, I'm going to exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Tighten through those abs as those arms lift. Three more. Last one. And extend those legs, roll that forward, let those weights come to the side. And then go ahead and stack that all the way up. So we are going to work a little bit on a plank, or I'm sorry, a teaser prep. So teaser is one of those Pilates exercises that often feels a little elusive when we're first trying to really find our form. So I want to show you a prep that you can do to practice to get into that form that's going to help protect your low back and help you kind of find the choreography of the movement itself. So let's go ahead and start by laying down. Feet are flat, knees are bent. So I'm going to reach my arms overhead. And I'm going to take this left leg to a tabletop. I'm going to reach my arms up toward the ceiling, nod the chin, and exhale. Lift up, lengthen through that spine. And then I'm going to roll down. Lift that chest, reach those arms up toward the ceiling. Keep that left knee bent. Roll that down. Once more, and then we'll switch. Let's switch legs. Right leg comes up to that tabletop. And you can press down through that stationary leg if that helps you to get up and over. Lift that chest. Once more. You guys ready to progress that? If you're not, then just keep alternating, having one leg to tabletop. So both legs are in a tabletop here, if you're wanting to progress that. You could also take your feet down and then lift them up as you come up. Once more, you guys. Let's see if we can hold that here. You need to hold on behind your knees, that's okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug those knees in and let that rock side to side. I find the prep to be pretty challenging, but hopefully that helps you. So if you're in another class and we're kind of moving along through that flow, your body's not ready to go into a full teaser, that's a nice modification for you. So we're gonna do one more exercise. We're gonna focus on our glutes, and then we're gonna wrap up and stretch you guys out. So I'm gonna ask you to roll over onto your stomachs, and you're gonna have your knees bent. But your knees are on either side of your mat. Heels come together, and we're making a mermaid tail or a merman. Heels are together, toes are apart, your feet are flexed. So this is what we call a heel squeeze prone. I have my hands stacked, and you're gonna rest your forehead on top of your stacked hands. I'm gonna keep my head up because when my head comes down onto my hands, my voice gets muffled. So just know that I want your forehead to be making contact with your hands. So I want you to pull your ribs together, pull your belly button off that spine, or off your mat. Take a deep breath, exhale, squeeze those heels together, and then release. So your heels aren't actually separating, you're just releasing the pressure. So it's an exhale, squeeze those heels together, and release. Exhale, squeeze, and release. Exhale, squeeze, and release. Here's where we add on. I want you to exhale, squeeze, lift those thighs off the mat, set that down, release. Exhale, squeeze, lift, thighs come down, release. 4 more. Squeeze, lift, lower, release. Squeeze, lift, lower, release. Twice more. Squeeze, lift, lower, release. Last time. Squeeze, lift, stay here. Here we go. Pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and lengthen through those legs. And let's come back to a couple cat stretches here. Hard work is done, you guys. Fingertips are spread. Exhale, rounding through that spine. Take those hips halfway back towards your heels. And then forward and lengthen. Once more, rounding that spine. Take the weight back toward the heels. And then take that back. And I want you to take this right arm, sweep that underneath your left, and get that little stretch through the spine and through the shoulders. Threading the needle here. And let's do that on the other side. Hopefully you guys feel like you got some good movement today. I really appreciate you joining me for class. Good. All right, let's go ahead and have a seat. Extend your legs forward. Feet are flexed, sitting up nice and tall. And I want you to inhale, reach those arms up, and exhale, fold that forward. Find whatever you can stretch. So if you need to, grab behind your knees, shins, ankles, toes, whatever works best for you. Couple more breaths here. One more deep breath. And go ahead and stack that all the way back up. One last movement here. This is called our mermaid. So I'm sitting with my legs in this Z shape here. You could sit with your legs crossed if you need to. And I'm gonna take one arm up, bending to the side. I'm gonna rotate. Come back to the center, come back up. Once more, and then we're gonna switch sides. Go ahead and switch so we get that stretch on the opposite side. Last time. Okay, good work, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this kind of cloudy and gray Wednesday night. I so appreciate it, and I will look forward to seeing you guys next time.
Yeah, great class, Rochelle. Rochelle, I'll take it from here. I'm going to mute you, and I'll turn the screen off. Oh, okay, so thanks for joining, everybody. It was nice to see a few familiar faces on the call tonight. We're going to be putting some updates in our Facebook page. They're going to be worth seeing here tonight. So keep an eye out, and we'll see you at class tomorrow. We have Karen up at 9:30. See you soon. Bye.